Okay, so my name's Donna Solomon. I've been with Riverside, I think it was 2011 possibly. I'd been thinking about God quite a lot since the birth of my daughter. She was born in 2006 with a rare chromosome disorder, Kleefstra syndrome. When she was born, she was quite poorly, and I used to take myself to the chapel and ask God for strength to cope with whatever was going to come through. At the time I wasn't a Christian, not really been to church other than Sunday school when I was little. I developed within my job role from support worker to become a care manager. And then at the time I was being bullied by my team manager, and it was making me quite poorly. I was drinking more as my coping mechanism. I wasn't sleeping very well, and I felt quite distraught at the time. A friend was going to a church, and I just phoned her up one morning and said, can I just come, because I just can't continue as I am. She took me to a church she went to, and that was the day it made a difference. I remember just sitting and just sobbing, feeling like everything was just coming away from me, all the stress, the pain that I was feeling. So I went to that church for a few times, not every week, and just started looking at faith, what it meant. What challenged me the most was that I couldn't understand why I'd had a daughter that was disabled, and I kind of seen it as a punishment, not a gift, and that anything I'd done in my life, this was payback, so to speak. It was a very negative feeling towards myself. But while I was feeling like that, I'd go to different churches looking for somewhere where I could try and understand why things had happened the way they were. And then I think I'd heard about Riverside here and there. It was not far from where I lived. And one Sunday I just got up, got Faith ready, and myself and Faith come to Riverside House. When I got up, I was approached when I sat down with Faith, and I was asked if she wanted to go into one of the children's groups, and I sort of explained that she was disabled, so I didn't know if they could care for her, which is when they told me about Trekkers. So they took me into Trekkers, and the lady Kristen at the time that was there recognised Faith, and she was at the same school her daughter went to, which it was just like a blessing, because I thought, well, you know, I hadn't been to anywhere that had offered me that kind of, you know, safe place where I could put her and start looking at my own faith. I was asked to go to the Alpha group, which I did, and Kristen and Stephen come along as well, which made me more comfortable. And it was there that I explored my guilt of, you know, it was my fault why my daughter had been born disabled. And it was Kristen that pointed out John 9:1-4, where Jesus was with his disciples and they come across the blind man, and they asked Jesus who sinned, the man or his father or parents, that he should be born blind. And it just really resonated me, because it wasn't about, you know, that the parents had done anything or that the child had done anything. It was so God would be revealed. And I can honestly say, having a child with the needs that Faith has, They are a gift from God, and I have said it before that when I look at Faith and how she looks at the world, is she not perfect in God's eyes? She doesn't really feel no hate. She doesn't see nakedness. You know, there's everything we was before Eve ate the apple, and it really sits with me now. And I have since had it tattooed on my arms as a constant reminder to me that I shouldn't really feel guilty. But having the community of Christian people around you, it holds you up and is a constant reminder that God's always there.